How you doing, everybody? Hey, Bruce Forbin, Earth Day Watchmaking, all parts biodegradable. From dust ye come, and to dust ye shall return. Donald, none of those, no poopy emojis here. Let's see. Hey, John Geezer. Hey, and there's something. Hey, Stefan. Oh boy. Okay. Hi, Eddie. Hey, Mark. Hey, Lee. Oh, okay. Bunch of stuff. Uh, the about 20, I think it was about 23 years ago, I was invited to a meeting at one of the insurance companies here in Hartford. And it was a big deal at the time because the insurance office was in downtown Hartford. And they had one of the people working for them who lived in, I don't know, it was some little, Cornhusker, Kansas place. And it was, it was new to everybody at the time. Not brand new, but still pretty new. And so this woman joined this group. I was there pretty much as an observer, and they started talking about insurance stuff, what insurance people talk about. And after the meeting, uh, somebody asked me, they said, well, what did you think of that? And I said, nothing. It was, in a good way, it was so normal. I mean, it wasn't like somebody coming from, Biscuit, Kansas or something like that, but rather it was like somebody who was at the meeting. She made comments, people made comments to her, and back and forth. She was sitting there, though, on one of those big fat TV sets, and it. I don't even know if it was. It may have been a computer monitor. It didn't look like one. It looked like you could change channels and see Hogan's Heroes. Uh, but this was like a while back. Now, and then right around 2000, 1999, sometime in there was when Amazon started doing stuff. And people kept pointing out that Amazon didn't have a profit. Here, 20 years later, he's the richest man in the world, or one of them anyway. So so looking at the watch companies and our own watch purchasing, we've got a thing coming up on Saturday where Watches and Wonders is going to have their show virtually. And so, what they're going to do is that I guess every day they're going to have so many different watch companies go, woof, look what we got. In the same way that they did at Watches and Wonders that was in Geneva. Okay. Now, a couple things here that I think we all could. It depends on how old you are. Uh, Back in the day, when Amazon first started, Barnes and Noble said, you know, they were in the course of saying, well, they're not making a profit, but they're starting to dig into what we had, and instead of really putting together a well thought out presence, they saw it as a sideline, as we'll sort of do it on the side, as one of our, the real money is going to come in through the bricks and mortar stores, and we're going to do this other thing as a side. Well, watch companies, I think, are in a similar dilemma, and a lot of you have said, well, um, you know, I like to try on a watch. I like to do this. I used to like to go into a bookstore and handle books. If you live in New York, man, the bookstores they have are really amazing. But the thing of it is that we don't do that much anymore. Some people don't buy books at all. They get a Kindle and they do all of their reading on the Kindle. So with this, with the pandemic, there's been this big thing that all of us have been doing this a lot more. I'm doing this twice a day, where I used to do it twice a week. And that's only for the pandemic. When it's over, I can go back to twice a week having live streams. But it's like the difference between the different watch CEOs, their view. As I mentioned, the guy from Audemars Piguet says, well, watch buyers always want to try it on first. Of course, yeah, I like to try it on too. But if I see a deal out in, Squash Dog, Oklahoma or something, and I can order online, I'm going to do it and save a net on the that he's got to pay for everything that he's there. The other thing about online, you're not going to have the warehousing problem. Your shipping has to change, and a few other things like that. And I was talking about this a lot this morning because on the morning news, Earth Day, today's Earth Day, Happy Earth Day. They looked at, usually when they go and they show us out, how far down the toilet we flush the Earth's environment. Instead, they said, look what happened when we all had to get locked up. All the pollution went away. And it was down. The carbon particles, I think, in Paris were down by 45%. In other words, almost half. And all kinds of other things are happening. Indians are seeing the Himalayas for the first time. I remember that happened to me driving down to LA one day. I saw the San Gabriels. I said, I don't remember them being there, but you don't see them with the smog. So there's a lot of really interesting things that are happening. But I think in watch marketing, man, I tell you, things are very different. Now, I suppose if you're going to buy a $50,000 FP Journe or another really expensive watch like that, maybe you want to go into the store and try it on first. I don't know. So this is one of the things that I want to talk about. The other thing, as far as our watch project is concerned, there have been a lot of different possibilities for a dial. Who was it? Somebody said they liked the one that was on the my 21, my Vacheron and Constantin 1021, and that has a dial, sort of the Art Deco dial of the one that I had the other day. Let me see if I got it here. Yeah, of this one. It has that sort of same sense. This one is more, I don't know, I guess a little more sporty, but it's something like this. It's a little less industrial looking. And this is the one that I've got to get, I got to get back to work on. The more I see this, the more I'm beginning to like it. I don't know, it just sort of appealing. It with the right straps and with a enamel dial, this thing would be a fun watch to have, I think. And then underneath it, with a really good movement that you can flip over and take a look at, I think that would be very cool. But I think the marketing thing is the biggest thing that we're going to see, and it's like I think Joma Shop has been doing extremely well on two fronts. It's been doing well because it can get the stock, and the reason that it can get the stock it has is that the watch companies can't sell them like they used to anymore as much as they did. Exceptions are Rolex and probably Patek Philippe, but for the most part, the other watch companies, they really, if they sort of produce a dog or something like that, off it goes to Joma Shop or one of the other secondary markets. the whole notion of a gray market is sort of a dead as, as they say, dead as Hector. It's just not a the kind of model that works. Now, I think that companies like Ophion, they're going to do fine because they don't have any stores now. If they had an outlet, um, a couple of years ago, I was in Barcelona and I walked into like a department store, and they had all of these. They had Zaza Lacouture, all of the ones that you normally don't see in a department store. And maybe that'll still be something that's going to be an important part of the market, but I just don't see it. So what do you guys think anyway? Sitting here, I'm not getting responses to my offers. I think a lot of places are still dreaming. Yeah, okay. So you guys are making offers now. Oh wow, boy, there's big conversation going on. I didn't see it. I'm sorry if I haven't responded to anyone. My thing over here got stuck. Okay, so let me see who I've got to welcome. GMT Master and Kyle K. How are you? Squastug, Oklahoma. He lives in Critter Creek. Hi Ed. Howdy from Texas. Dusty Wells. Boy, Texas. My brother used to be in the oil business. He was a petroleum geologist and used to tell him to dig here or dig there. And it went. That thing went. You talk about that thing got something happened to the oil market in Kawam. The oil market today is getting slammed. There was some Russia and Saudi Arabia got into some kind of squabble, and so there's lots of oil. Nobody's been driving. We've all been locked up, and so there's like all of this gasoline and oil, and the price has gone down. And these poor guys in places like Midland, Texas, man, they're not. This is not pandemic length. It's for like they're looking at. They're not going to come back for like 2 years. There's all kinds of things going on. And, one of the things that we're starting to look at and starting to understand, especially if, people start to pay attention to, where you live and the air you breathe and everything like that. There may be a lot more changes in store. And if there are, there are changes in the watch business. And I think there has been that they haven't been as aware of as they should have been, just like Barnes and Noble wasn't very much aware of the changes that took place in book marketing. Okay, what's going on here? Hi, Tim. I actually just go to Joma's shop to try it in. What are you doing in Brooklyn, Tim? Okay. Okay, let's see. Can I just say that the beret today is fantastic? This isn't a beret. I don't know what this is called. This is just a cloth cap. What happened? I had another cap on this morning because I was dreaming that it's becoming summer because I looked at the weather, but it is ice cold outside. There's this cold wind coming from somewhere. We usually blame it on the Canadians, but not today. This is just a regular cap. Keep my head warm. My beret is taking a break. Guernsey seems like a holiday for me, Mr. Gumby. Squash. Secret funeral home is located. Okay. That does Beckham. David Beckham. David Beckham is he the soccer player? I think so. High Truth Fears Guilty. Rolex, Patek, and AP. Okay. Yeah, I think that will Rolex and Patek Philippe, will they be the cockroaches of the post-pandemic? The only ones that survive? I think the cockroaches always come back. Oh, for I have a Patek Philippe, and there's several uh, Rolexes I like, but I just their marketing and their arrangement is so good. Something's gonna give though. It's gonna give. I just don't know when and where and how much. Also, too, we may be entering into a really, really bad recession, if not a near depression, which I don't mean to sound like the voice of doom and gloom. Probably not, though. There's too many other things in place right now that things will come back. But I think they'll come back a little different. People are going to have a different perspective. If you can go for a walk now during this time, if they'll let you out of your house just to go for a walk, even if you have to take a mask with you, the air is so clean. It is amazing. We live in sort of a country place where it's pretty good anyway, but now it's just like, man, it's really great. And also too, there are more critters out looking at. So anyway, okay, our dial on either side of 6 o'clock. Marcus should have a squash dog, and of course a goat on the back. No, we don't. All right. Okay. Okay, what's going on? Hey, Flippin' Zippo. Let's see. Hi, Hatsy. How you doing? Um, Raj, what's with Goldsmith college sweater? Oh, this? Um, this was one of my sons, okay? Uh, where he would go off and go to school in different places. And this is how we kept close. This is about, I don't know, it's been quite a while since he was at Goldsmith. Do you live south of the Thames, Roger? Let's see. Greta Garbo, Greta Cruz. Okay, Hatsi is good. That's good to see. Let's see. Okay, what are you guys thinking about today? Let's see. What's your favorite hat watch combo? I don't know. I guess the hats aren't as popular. Um, I've worn a hat for quite a while, especially since I moved out up to New England because it keeps my head warm. That's the big thing about a hat. When you lose body heat, about 90% of it goes right out the top of your head because the rest of your body has got something on it. You put a hat on and you lose a lot less body heat that way. And it's comfortable, There's nothing up there to prevent it from sticking around, except on the side and the back. I'm starting to look like a hippie. I'll get one of those. I'll get a man bun that goes on top. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, doke. Greta Thunberg. Fahrenheit. What are you talking about? It was 5C. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you guys measure it in centigrade. We're still in Fahrenheit. Um, so minus 5C would be 5 centigrades below freezing. Whoa, that is pretty cold. That's really cold. Okay, roll those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Yeah, there you go. Except we got to have the things change. Okay. Okay. What else is going on? Okay, doke. Restaurants, sports, churches, gyms can reopen in May 1st. Where are you, Hotsy? That they can reopen May 1st. Bluetooth. Oh, really? Hey, 24K, that's cool. I had a we had a real good, friend there who came and visited. He was a visiting professor at, when I was in San Diego. It's cool. New York is a lot worse off. Hotsy, where are you guys opening up? You haven't let me take a look. Oklahoma. Uh-oh. I've been given I've been giving Clyde a hard time about that. Hi, Watch Crazy. How you doing? Um, oh yeah, there you go, flipping Zippo. Uh, yeah. Hey, Val. Metropolis, Chernobyl. No Chernobyl. Hey, it's 75 there. Oh, that's a wonderful temperature. That's 68 degrees is a perfect going for a walk temperature. Um, do you like any of the AD examples? Examples. I'm not, Lee, I'm not sure what you mean. There's several ADs I like. I've got no problems with ADs. Um, it's cold here, about 35 degrees centigrade. Okay. I see. I don't know what that means. Where are you, Al? What town is that? We're 20 degrees below yesterday's temps. Oh, wow. That's out in Washington. Oh, Tippy. Yeah, I think that was one of the things they had that big announcement that they were going to raise their prices by 20%. And I think they're going to have some 20% increase in door stops if they do that. And then they're going to give you a 20% discount, which means you'd be paying what is essentially top dollar for it. You know, that's they can get away with it. They can get away with it. Hey, Dominic, all quiet in Brooklyn. Oh, yuck. Oh, man. Oh, what a terrible imagery in as something. Nothing should open till end of July. I don't know. Um, what what is this hot seat? Montreal is a hot zone. They have to do, yeah. According to what we've got the crud coming up the Connecticut River Valley, and their prediction was that it's going to peak around the end of May, and I don't know if that's true or not. I think it came up faster and coming on along stronger, but I may be wrong. I don't know. Our town has had we got a little, I mean, we're like 20,000 and they've already had, I think, 29 people who've died from this crud. They haven't been having testing, so nobody knows for sure how much there is. There's a town over even more rural than we are that has zero death and almost no cases, but they don't know because they haven't tested. Okay, favorite ice cream? I don't know. Whatever I'm not supposed to eat. That becomes fair. Rum raisin, that's a good one. I'll need to examine what Metropolis did to Lars von Trier. Can you thank me later? Okay, I'll do it later. Fahrenheit 451. Have you guys? I tell you, if you get a chance, take a look. I don't know if you can find it on Netflix or Amazon or where you are. I just saw it. It was on Turner Movies or someplace like that, and I recorded it and finally watched it. It's very interesting and in a lot of ways, especially given the date of it. But it's sort of give you a different kind of very strange. It's almost like a 1984-ish kind of thing. Let's see. Hey, Ason, Seven Asan Joma. How you doing, man? Okay, let's see. True Junior. I had Quebec on my list of hiding places this summer. Okay, let's see. And that's something. What are you guys doing? Yeah, that's another thing about tourism. One of the favorite places that I like to wear my good watches is when we go on a cruise. And for some reason, about a year ago, we decided to skip this year for going on a cruise. I'm not quite sure why. To me, it was like, maybe watch money, but I think my wife has other ideas. And so we sort of all the ones not to be having to get a refund and things like that. Okay, do box and papers matters? Not to me. If I got a good watch, I like to have one of those little guaranteed cards that you get with them. But even those, anything can be faked and fooled around. You have to really spend some time and look carefully at a watch. The kinds of watches that they're most likely to forge are Rolexes. Um, so okay, Lee sent me some really good examples from I think the Illinois Watch Company of Art Deco examples for dials. Oh, is there Geezer? No, I have not. Is that serious? Is there a COVID limited edition of Urban Jurgensen's? I mean, I don't know if I'd ever want to watch like that or not. It's sort of like, you know, remember the Nazis or, or something awful happening. Hey, watch crazy. Okay, let's see. Good move to skip a cruise. Yeah. So, God, I tell you, I felt so bad for those people they wouldn't let dock. I mean, not only were they stuck on the boat, they were confined to their staterooms. Oh my God. Even with a veranda, it's like, yeah. Uh, Al, I think that's, if you're, if you are an investor, I like to keep my box and papers that I have, but to tell you the truth, those I hope they get rid of those big boxes and they have nice little shipping boxes that they can use and they can pop into a mailer and send them to you. What about Moritz Grossman, Kim Jong Un Trump watch? Oh, well, there's two of them go together. I'll put it that way. Uh, Still want to know the Omega Olympics watch is available. Flip and Zipple, that would be a great one to have since they canceled the Olympics. There may be some really good bargains in here. If Urban Jurgensen did one for I don't know. I think this is something a lot of us are going to be boring our grandkids with, except my grandkids are they're 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 around. Great grandkids are going to have to hear this. Wise ADs will provide longer gloves to reach your forearm to try on watches. Interestingly, online eyeglass sites allow you to upload a pic and see the frames on your face. Could you do the same with wrists? Yeah, Forbin, that's a great idea. I once wrote a program for a furniture company that was selling rugs, and as you could take a picture of some floor place in your house and then send in that, and then you could put a rug in there with it and see what the rug looked like for this carpet store. Kim Jong Un had some heart surgery or something. Mr. Gumby, no cruises into Guernsey allowed at this moment. We seem to have COVID under control at the moment. Yeah, it's yeah, that, if I lived on a place like Guernsey or where Smith lives, I would just stay away for a while. There's an Omega Kim Il Sung one. There is? I didn't know that, Val. That's interesting. The only cruise I like is the cruise control on my car. There you go. All right. What about a similar dial to the VC Historiques? Yeah, we had talked about that. That's a great idea. Um, this is that's this is the one that sort of looks like a calm down or sort of a little more elegant version of this kind of thing. Um, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I think we got to figure out on this. Yeah, I'll upload my wrist. Yeah, it wouldn't be hard. What we could, all of us, I think, are pretty good with our iPhones, our Google phones, or whatever you happen to have, or Androids, and you take a picture of your wrist and take away the wrist, or just put a plain wrist up there, and you could superimpose a watch on that. I think I'll try that with some watches just to see if it can be done. And hey, AO, I'm looking at a 20-year-old JLC Master Calendar watch at half of the price of a new one. Is there any downside to buying a 20-year-old watch? Yes, I'm new to watches. Okay, so that's from about 2000. Half price is I think a little much for a 20-year-old JLC, but that would be my thing. See if you can negotiate something lower, Yayo. Just cruise with Carnival. I'm a proud shareholder now. Really? I have never. Carnival's got those big crowded ships. I like the little ones. 37 millimeters is a little on the smallish side, not too small. The overseas one was 37 millimeters. Why? Nick J, how you doing? This is at N something offered to Cape Town store. Tell them NS something. It's ironic that a pilot who charts his course could give up all the control to a passenger on a cruise ship. I trust airplanes more than I do cruise ships. What if you got on an airplane and the stewardess said, "Under your seats is a parachute"? It's because like first thing you do on a cruise, in case we sink, they have a boat drill, and just in case we sink. They don't on airplanes. It's like, nah, well, we might. If you have to get out of here, here's some parachutes for you. Good luck. Oh yeah, this is my coordinated outfit. uh so better buy new for that watch. Oh, Hawaii is a Chinese cell phone. Thanks. Okay, they're pretty big, at least as far as the numbers of watches they have. So wondering how they deal with and how much they negotiate. I tell you, I swear it's the guy you're talking to. If you're talking to somebody you've dealt with before and they know you how much money you spend, I think you can get a better deal. That's one of the ironies I've always learned. The more money you have, the more they'll give you for nothing. If I wear an FP Journe watch into a watch store, I'll always get a better deal. Always. It's easier to negotiate because the way they look at it, well, if this guy's got one of those, he's probably got some dough. And if he's got some dough, that's the kind of people we like coming in here. So we're going to treat him right so he'll come back. If this if you go in and say, this is the last amount of money I've saved over 15 years and I want to buy the watch, that's when they don't negotiate, which is just crazy to me. Like, well, we'll never see this guy again. So with everything, we used to go to this fancy bar it was overlooking the ocean. It was really beautiful and out in Southern California. And the would buy a drink and they give you so much good stuff to chomp on. That was like a drink and dinner was for the price of the drink. You have to look the part though. So, okay. Hence the bug chasers. Okay. Uh, in the past pandemic, cruise ships don't make sense. Environmentally, they don't make sense. Cruise ships should simply no longer exist. Oh man, what fun is that? You get to go around and it's like taking your hotel room without having to pack and unpack. They're pretty cool. I like them. Okay, you watch crazy. You agree with old NS something? Oh, the heck with you guys. You're no fun. You can walk into an FP Journe and get a 10% if you're nice. You can get that a lot of places if you're nice. At nice always works better. If you go in like, you're a big tuna or something. Nah, I don't know. I collect English clocks, Arnold, Forsham, and they run it as new at 100 years old. Watches I just discovered. There's Okay, let's see. Mr. Gumby, this is the first time that I have said this on a forum, but I actually like big watches. My wrist is 7 1/4 and up to 44 millimeters is fine with me. Am I strange? Well, besides, you can be strange and still that would be okay. So there's sort of two separate issues. I don't know. I got 7 1/2 inch and um I've got a range. My comfortable range is between about 38 and 42 as I like it. 44, we have that Rolf Lang that we passed around. That was 44. That worked out fine too. So, yeah. You guys hate cruises. You got to go on a good cruise, Hottie. Uh, you know, cruises are a lot of fun. If you meet some other watch people on cruises, they're even more fun. Yeah, you're going on the wrong cruises. The way they pack them in, no offense to Carnival lovers, but that's not the same kind of cruises you go on when you have something else. Hotsy, I think you'd really like them if you go on a good one. Going on a bad one is like a bad anything else, like a bad airline or a bad, you name it. Can I borrow your FPJ to help me negotiate? No. Okay, next question. Come on, Eddie. You got to have one of the best negotiation watches in existence. You had your chance to use it. Instead of going on a cruise ship, lick subway seats and burn old tires, same impact on your body and the environment. Okay, and that's something I know. And they went and they tore up Venice and all right. Uh, oh, wait a minute. I went on a big cruise ship. I was on a nice little river one with Viking. That was the last one. They they backed into another one and sunk it not long ago, and a bunch of people died. It was weird. Okay, let's see. Forgot to mention I saw that Crown and Caliber has a dual meter for 22,000 in yellow gold. That sounds pretty good. Okie doke. Europe river cruises are great. They're smaller boats. Yeah. The thing is that uh, the ocean cruises. We went over to Russia on one of those. That was pretty good, really. Alaska cruises. Yeah, how do you get to Alaska? Yeah, try taking your a bus trip to Alaska. Last one I went on was forced by family. I went to Canada on Princess. Hated it, hated it, hated it. It when I went to Canada on a cruise, we loved it. We had a great time. A lot of watches state a size in but on the wrists they actually look smaller. Yeah, some are smaller, some are bigger. They're hard to tell. Okay, was the youngest one by at least 30 years. Yeah, Hotsy, if you go on a cruise and there's nobody your age, that's not much fun. Um, if people are more your age or a variety of ages, it can be a lot of fun. And it's like anything else. Depends on what you like too. Okay, no penguins. All right. There's nothing in Canada except snow and penguins. Wait a minute, man. There's a lot of cool stuff in Canada. I really had a good time. I've heard people say that what is it? I can't remember. It's in Nova Scotia, and there was this one city. I forgot it starts with an H. I can't remember the name of it. But during World War One, a big bomb went off, and the history of that place is fascinating. There was also the results of the French getting driven out and having to. That's what a lot of Louisiana is made up of. The occasions were from Canada. Vancouver is where Alaska boats leave. Okay. A canal bridge cruise in Burgundy is not to be underestimated. There you go. Yeah, I'm not going on a cruise for a while though, but I love them. I really like them a lot. Hey, Chip Gage, with a river cruise, you could always jump ship and swim to the riverbank in a situation called for it with Carnival. You're SOL with Car. God. Oh my God. It's, I you have what we did on you go on a cruise. We always would have dinner with different people, uh, and only partially because after once they never come back. But they'd have these Halifax. That's what I was thinking of. Hotsy, thank you. Halifax is so wonderful. There's the history of that town was amazing. I really liked. I had a very good time. I have nothing but good things to say about Canada and the Canadians that we ran into. Hey, Alton, beware the extra charges on cruises. Percent tips. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of. Yeah, that is that part's a hassle. We had a we had a suite that came with a butler. You got to try that hot. So you would really like it. Okay, most cruises are targeted to old, overweight people who wear 32 millimeter watches. Basically, they are target at Clyde. That's not true. There are, I'm trying to think age wise. I don't know. There are cruises that you can sort of target for your age group. Okay. Some of them discourage younger people, and you shouldn't go on those. If we took our grandkids, we'd go on Disney. You can have a lot of fun with that. Okay. Canadian maple syrup's the best. There you go. Hotsy. I have some family that love cruises. They go all the time. I hate it. The two I have been on, never again. Hotsy, you've been on with the wrong people. I bet if there were people your age and doing things that you'd like, you'd enjoy them. I don't know. I had a Canadian girlfriend back in '88. Spent New Year's Eve with her family in Newfoundland. 30 degrees, never again. Crazy cold. You wimps. That's just. Okay, you like Halifax, but not on a cruise. Oh, okay. Hossie is a hedonism cruise still a thing? I don't know. French wine or Italian wine or California wine. Uh, I like French wine with a year ending in 9. Those are always good. Only tip I gave a cruise ship member was get a real job. Oh my God! What what a curmudgeon. Um, okay, have to split. Dominic, thanks for coming. I guess I better split too. What time is it? Oh my goodness, we went over as usual. Okay, average age on Viking riverboat cruises Europe is a 60 age group, older crowd, but they really drink because the booze is included in the price. Eh. You won't believe this, but I went on a cruise with my family. At the last minute, they changed their itinerary, and guess what? They came to Guernsey, where we live. That's fun. Okay. Daughter's honeymoon cruise had 41 other honeymooners. Well, that sounds like a fun thing. Um, German wines. I like German wines too, and German beer. Boy, German beer is really good. Um, what is Geezer? What's a good one? What did Geezer say? I heard Kim Jong Un likes cruise missiles. Ooh, ooh, that's creepy. I think newly married people must take a cruise for their honeymoon. I bet they find a lot about themselves. Yeah, we were talking about that, Mark. Remember, if they got one of these pandemic cruises and got stuck, they'd have time to go through the whole thing. Plus, you know, the fun part, and then they're stuck in a room together. Man, I tell you, our governor just announced their state is opening May 1st. Okay. Um, Good luck, guys. Really good luck. Um, I don't know. We haven't hit our peak yet, and so businesses. I don't know. One of the things that may come out of this is that I think a lot of businesses may realize is that they can do business effectively and efficiently with rather than having to spend a lot of money on office space, they can do it without possibility. One thing though about work, is the interaction you have with other people. We had at university started doing online classes, but I think students would rather interact not only with their professors but also with other students. And I felt the same way about colleagues and so forth. But part of the course was online, and so we were familiar with online. God, this must have been 15, 16 years ago they were doing that. And now the technology is so much better for it. So okay, guys. Hey, Clyde. Yeah, you just got here. We had a wonderful conversation. I think a lot of plots will be occupied soon after. Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I hope it works out. Right now, Sweden has almost, I think, none of it, and their rate is significantly higher than Finland and Norway's that do. And it's not a matter of just, like if you want to do something, that doesn't mean it's a good thing to do it, except buying a watch. Okay. You live on a Dutch bar. Okay, way too soon. Oh, 15,000 dead in New York. I agree, man. It's like, it's sort of like if you have a broken arm and you take the cast off too soon, it's going to break again. So good luck with that. You know, yeah, I know that's Mark, what I was thinking too. All right, guys, listen, got to run. You guys stay healthy, stay safe. Uh, Stay out of Oklahoma until they close up again. No, I'm just kidding, Clyde and Hottie. Take care, guys. Be safe.